All right, we are back. Masonic Smoker Podcast. Welcome back. Big special shout out to Central Coast Garden Products, always and forever, holding down Masonic Smoker Podcast. Make sure you guys are Masonic Smoker Podcast Patreon members. $3 tier, $9 tier, $150 tier. MasonicSeeds.co, home of the award-winning genetics. Banana God. We got Shishka Berry. We got Honey Banana. We got Strawberries and Cream Grease Monkey Wilson. You need it, we got it. Best prices for the best seeds at MasonicSeeds.co. Tap the fuck in. We got my co-host. You might recognize him from the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Frank Castillo in the motherfucking house. Yes, yes. And then we got a special guest today. We got my buddy Joe from EverMore Genetics. You might recognize him when you're smoking Otter Pops. You're smoking Joe's Essence right here. So shout out the homie Joe. Joe, thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
Frank,
for sure.
It's been a while. We're back. And let's get this one cranked up, man.
Oh, shit. I guess feel like this is just going to be like a me episode. You know what I mean?
Oh, quit it.
You know? Super Bowl. But you, all right, so we'll get it. So you were at the store last night.
Yes, I was, yeah.
Let's talk about how dope I did.
Let's talk about it.
Let's
talk about the show. Who'd you see?
I can't remember anybody.
I mean, you saw Leslie.
No, Leslie was there.
Yeah.
Leslie was there. She was great.
Eric Griffin
was hilarious. Who'd you say, Jamal?
Jamar Neighbors.
Jamar Neighbors. Yeah, that guy was hilarious too.
Amazing.
Your set was great.
Thank you.
The guy that opened.
His name is Chris Riggins.
Yeah, Chris Riggins was
very,
great
very
too.
funny.
That was a great show.
Yeah, so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. We had him on the podcast. That was our last episode that we did before we went on a little break because I moved and shit. But Jamar's great. He's very, very funny. But he's wild to see on stage at night, right?
Yeah, that energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot high energy, loud, filling the room. He was great.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. That crowd was electric too. So late at night, 12:30, 12:45, insane.
Yeah, it was. That was a great show.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I wanted to hear more about the Super Bowl though.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, what do you want to know? Do you have
Super
questions?
Bowl. So I, you kind of gave us the inside scoop that you were going to be on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't like to jinx stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell nobody.
Of course.
I'm like, nah, this is like, if I tell him and then he doesn't, that's the
yeah.
worst
That was
thing.
my thinking too, because it was also like you never know if the commercials.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I didn't really, tell the world. And then you posted it, so I reposted it. And then the big day came, and I happened to be traveling that day. But, I had a good seat on the plane, and I had a TV, and I was one of the first people on the plane. And at the airport, they had some TVs here and there. I was at the Denver airport waiting for the plane, and I was just waiting for you. And for whatever reason, I got to like whatever time I wasn't watching the TV is when you fucking came on.
Yeah.
But I went and checked Diana's story, and Diana's seen you live, so I vicariously got to watch that through.
Where were
my
you when
family.
you saw me? Yeah, it was wild. My dad called me, like my phone blew up. It was so cool because it was at the Comedy Store. I watched it with all my coworkers and stuff, and it was so funny because the commercial came on. We couldn't even hear what I was saying. Everyone was just screaming so loud. It was so it was a lot of fun. It felt cool to get like support from everybody. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to write for. I was talking about it downstairs because it was still very much a corporate roast thing. So, you couldn't use references. You couldn't talk about celebrities. You couldn't use names or other brands and stuff, which was so tough. And then you couldn't go too heavy because it's still the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? You don't want to freak people out. So you still had to really write fun, clever stuff. And it wasn't easy. It was tough. I wrote 6 pages.
It was like a dad joke.
Yeah.
The one that aired was so
pants.
rich that you
Don't
never
have to
wore
wear
pants.
for 200 years. Yeah, it's so dumb.
It's a nice joke.
It's cute. It's cute.
Yeah.
And then Doug Fager helped me write too. So it was me and him just for a couple of days, just sending shit back and forth. But it was tough, but it was fun. And then I knew it was I didn't want to go too hard because I didn't want to. I rather gave him a good variety of jokes because I didn't want to get cut out. You know what I mean? Because that was the thing. We might do 1 or 2 jokes, and then to get the one joke that was clean enough to be on national TV for everybody was that felt good. Yeah,
that's dope, man. You're in front of how many people watched the Super Bowl?
it was.
I'm looking at Joe.
I'm
he's like all of them. That's a good answer.
I think they said the first impressions they got was about just on the teaser was 17 million, and then the other clips were getting 18 million, and that's not even counting the Instagram ones. Those got a couple billion. Mine jumped up to 250,000, and then the actual views on the YouTube's at 130, and then they're also played on all the news, morning news, and all that stuff. And I think it was the #1 rated commercial for the Super Bowl.
You're the commercial you
Yeah,
came
yeah,
out.
the
That's
commercial.
beautiful.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
give it up for
Hey.
Frank, everybody. Yeah, that's fucking dope.
Which brings me to my next point. I have a contract. No, no. It felt great. It felt great. But I don't know what's gonna happen with it. Who knows? You know what I mean? It definitely is a cool introduction thing. Now when I meet people, they're like, "Yo, he was in the Super Bowl," and then I was like, "Oh, okay, that's a cool extra thing." And some people were like, "I remember seeing you," and that's kind of ridiculous too. So
Most people watch the Super Bowl for the commercials.
the commercials.
Yeah,
So
me personally,
yeah.
like I'm like the commercials. Oh, be quiet. Commercials on. It's a good
Yeah.
commercial. What about Jesus' commercial? Yours outdid Jesus' commercial, you think?
Hilarious.
Or is Jesus?
Absolutely.
So Jesus'
Absolutely.
commercial pissed everybody off.
So you're bigger than Jesus.
Oh yeah, Doc.
Super Bowl
Hey.
commercials. Is that what happened?
I mean, yeah, Frank bigger than Jesus Castillo.
That's the way it went
Randomly, also, I have my own action figure now. It is the.
I gotta make you an action figure now. I
Oh,
really
it's
do.
hilarious.
A little custom one. It wouldn't be right. But man, Joe, let's talk about Otter Pops, man. I just looked at the cross. It's Pan Dulce. Is that your stuff as
Pan
well?
Dulce, yeah.
And that's a Blueberry Haze, a True OG.
Yes.
I just looked at it right now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, once I read it once, it's there forever.
You got
so,
it. It's
yeah.
a base. That was the beginning of it. And then I crossed that back with True OG again.
All right.
And then hit it with the cherry pie that year.
All right.
And then hit it with this Girl Scout cookie SFV cross.
Take us like back to like your origin story too. I'm sorry I cut you off, but like where did you like start growing and where and when did you start growing?
At Santa Cruz in the mid '90s.
That's fucking
Yeah,
dope.
on the west side.
That's dope. I've always had this soft spot for Santa Cruz because my brother went to college there. He was a banana slug.
All right.
And when I was like 16, I went to go visit him at his little house that he had with his roommates in Santa Cruz. And I would go to the Boys and Girls Club to play Yu-Gi-Oh with the kids there and like just to enjoy myself while he was at school doing, college shit, working.
Yeah.
And I would just be at the dorm, or not even a dorm, it was like a house that he lived at with his roommates. And I would go kill time. And at this YMCA Boys and Girls Club, I was like probably the best duelist there, which is like I was the best one with playing the game. And everyone kind of gravitated towards me. And next thing you know, I like took all the kids back with me to the house, and we're like smoking. We're all a bunch of kids at a college. Yeah.
You ever play Yu-Gi-Oh? Hi, man.
This was probably like 2008.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and all like there's one kid there. He's like, "Man, I'll never smoke because my brother something bad happened." I'm just like, "Whatever, dude." We're like still smoking. We're being kids, and one of the kids, his name was Zeffy. He's like, "Hey, man, I have my buddy. He lives out in Bonnie Doon, and we can go to his farm and get like hash and stuff." And I'm just like, "Don't tell me twice,
Yeah.
So next thing you know, I call my mom. I'm like, "Hey, Mom, can I go to Bonnie Doon?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I don't give a fuck." My mom didn't give a fuck. She gives a fuck, but she knows I could take care of myself. But the worst could have happened, but thank God it didn't. Next thing you know, this like little weird, it looked like a Geo Metro, very old model too, probably like from the late 80s, early 90s. They come and it's like an Ethiopian couple dressed like an Ethiopian, like what I would say is like some cultural attire.
Right.
And they're bumping some AM Ethiopian radio station. And it's the two Ethiopian, the wife and the husband, and his friend, which was our age, the Ethiopian kid, and Zeffy, he was a Jamaican kid, and me, a Mexican kid. And we just drive from Santa Cruz all the way out to Bonnie Doon.
Yeah, straight up the hill there.
Yeah, and next thing you know, I'm like in a trailer and we're smoking hash, and there's like a recording studio where they're recording hippie shit.
Right.
And then we're eating food with our hands, and it was just like out of nowhere. I just ended up in Bonnie Doon, ended up in Santa Cruz.
Rad.
All just from just being a fucking pot smoker, being
Just
a
being
weird.
there, right?
Yeah.
Leads to some cool shit. Huh?
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly,
Bonnie
man.
Doon is I love it up there.
Tell me more about Bonnie Doon. Is this like a, you don't hear too much Bonnie Doon making too much noise? Are they low key about their grow style over there?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's the coastal hills, the mountains. They're right outside of town on the west side.
All right.
Right above where your brother was going to school at UCSC.
Yep.
And just cool, redwood forest, madrone, pines, bigger properties, a couple acres and rural.
Sick.
Yeah, pretty sweet. Nice spot. And it was like all, hippies and dope growers and outlaws. And now it's like kind of like an even mix of like outlaws and hippies and like billionaires now.
Are there
All right.
hippie outlaws?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fucking gun
those are the
toting,
guys.
fucking DMT users.
Fucking gun-toting peace dudes.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in Santa Cruz as well?
I grew up in Huntington Beach.
No shit.
Yeah,
How'd
yeah.
you end up in Santa Cruz?
I went up there one day and just like I knew like instantly I was gonna live there.
No
I just
shit.
fell in love with it. Yeah.
Huntington Beach. I go to Huntington Beach sometimes to go to a Ziggy's smoke shop. That's
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. On beach, right?
It's somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
right
Yeah,
over
yeah.
there, yeah.
Ziggy's is a nice smoke shop if you guys ever need like a one-stop shop for nice, heady American blown glass. Ziggy's is always a good spot to go.
That's like
Yeah.
I mean, that's like one of the big name brands, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's-
that's,
yeah.
but that's because they've been doing it for like years, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not too privy, but there's not many places that I could name off rip
Yeah.
that like have an extensive catalog when you go to their store like
Yeah.
Ziggy's does.
I know that's where Wizard Rosin Bo was doing his like thing there with like all the hash guys. They were getting together there like in like, God, that must have been 2010 or 12
No
or something like
shit,
that.
that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it was around then.
2010 is when I graduated
Maybe
high school.
2012. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, 2012. I was fucking working at a car wash
Oh,
somewhere,
right.
washing somebody's rims. Yeah, I'm dead serious,
what,
bro.
what kind of jobs do you have?
Dude,
Like,
I've had weird jobs, bro. Like, so my dad, he's an owner operator of a tow truck company.
Oh, okay,
Like,
cool.
Alright.
like I could. He's the boss. You know, he has people on payroll. He has tow trucks in and out of whatever yard he's working at any given time. That's what I grew up around. But for whatever reason, like I was always a smoker, and there was always this stigma that like, you know, if you're a smoker, you know, you shouldn't be operating heavy machinery, which is, you know, I don't blame you. Like I'm not going to be me fucking taking a lunch break, smoking fat dabs and then hopping on a tow truck. Like that's a bad mix, you know, even as versed as I am right now, that's still a bad mix. So whatever. I just never had it easy like that when it comes to like just getting a job. Just get a job with your dad. Nah, whatever. But so, and then there was always drug tests. So I never wanted to do a drug test. I was like, man, why am I even going to bother doing that? Like they're just going to make me take a drug test. So I never did that either. So I would just always just felt kind of discouraged. Always was smart. I always knew what I had to do. I was always agile, very on to the point. But for whatever reason, the drug test really deterred me from getting an okay job.
yeah,
But-
no, I get that. Yeah.
Turn off.
So I just found odd jobs. Like I don't know how the fuck I ended up at a car wash. Ended up at like 3 car washes. You know, just washing people's cars for maybe I'll get paid, maybe I won't.
Wow.
Maybe they'll tip me, maybe I won't. I don't even know how much I get paid. I just, you know, just give me some money. Like that's me. Like that's what I worked as. You know, high school, went to college a little bit. That's what I worked as for a bit. I worked as a painter for a bit. Then I ended up in a sausage factory, a Korean sausage factory. Dead ass, that's what it was. And I would make sausages for a living. And then I ended up at a warehouse, a bicycle warehouse, giant bicycle warehouse, working at Giant Bicycle. I used to work roofing, Midwest roofing. I used to work demolition. I used to work painting. I'm probably missing a couple. And then I ended up in the pharmacy field, and that was like the complete opposite of all these back-breaking jobs. And as soon as I found the pharmacy, I was there for 5 years, and I was able to just be able to chillax and get a little bit better pay and do my dream a little bit more comfortably on the side. The whole time I'm doing all these jobs, still growing pot. Every single day. Every day smoking, every day growing pot, every day working whatever bullshit ass job I had at any
What were you
given
doing in the pharmacy?
I was a pharmacy technician
You were
for 5 years.
filling orders. and-
Filling orders,
Oh,
calling doctors for emergency refills for grandma that forgot to go get a fucking appointment.
Yeah.
All day, like just being a whatever. Like I worked in Paramount, so like I'm literally like part of the community now because I handle their health.
Right.
So like I like these are people you see every day, every month. Like you live with these people for 5 years. So like I found out really quick that like, you know, like when I went there, they had their way of doing it. Like, oh, you know, I hate to say it if any of my old coworkers watch this, but like old ways, old dogs, they work by the hour. I get it. But like, come on, like, you know that job takes a minute. Why are you going to make them wait? Oh, because they're mean. Who gives a fuck? You see them every other fucking week. Like, just get them in and out of here, you know? But, like, it's just this pettiness, you know? But when I worked there, just like every other job I've ever had, I did it to the, like, impeccably. Like, with car wash, demolition, roofing, painting, pharmacy, now I do whatever the fuck I do. Everything, I do it to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And that's how I did everything. And that's how I fucking got myself out of that,
What was the point where you switched over? Where you kind of were done with that?
When the seeds started to outweigh the 9 to 5. So like I'd get, hey dude, come over here. Hey, come over here. Or like X amount of orders, we could put all bets on the seed company.
Yeah.
And steer away from the pharmacy life.
It's been a few years. Like how many
It's been about how long? Been like 4 years. It's been like 4 going on 5
right.
years where we're having at the work at the pharmacy. And I left on good terms. Like I put in my 2 weeks. I stayed to the last hour. I still go say hi. They miss me. They talk like every time I go. They're like, "We're just talking about you," and I'm just like,
That's cool. You're like, hey, sign up to Patreon.
yeah.
Hey,
me all the
talking.
time.
You should listen.
And it was like a double life because I never told him what I did.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
it feel like being Harry Potter? Like you're under the cover?
Well, I was born the same day as Harry Potter.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, 7/31 boys.
Yeah, but there's no Mexicans in Hogwarts.
Wait up.
That's magical.
Is there any Mexicans in Hogwarts, Nana?
Diana knows.
They got to put one in there, all right, JK? But yeah, they always kind of knew, but they never bugged me about it because I was good at my job. They're like, man, why are you going to bug him? Like, he does his job really good, by the way, so don't ever, like, bring it up. And then finally my boss is like, so what do you do, actually? I was like, well, world-class breeder.
Just out on the side.
just bring out a couple newspapers that
And you
came
weren't
out of.
selling them zips while you were there?
No,
No, not the coworkers.
No,
You
no.
let one of them know, then they all know, and it's a whole fucking thing.
Jesus
Yeah, a good
Christ.
thing.
What about you? What jobs did you have growing up?
Oh God, I had a bunch of stuff. Like I worked at in a warehouse of a paper company for a little bit when I was real young, and then I worked at a deli for a little bit. Then I did this like summer job at a dentist office, which was like I learned like, holy shit, this is exactly what I don't want to do with my life.
All right.
It was just too inside and it was just too much.
No doubt.
And then I got into I did a bunch of stuff. Was a surf instructor for a little bit, a camp counselor for a
You
summer.
do look like you got surfer
So
instructor vibes.
A little
So
bit.
I read this article today about surfing,
Yeah.
and I hate to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I'm afraid I'll lose it. But like, was there a lot of like Nazi memorabilia in surf culture
I think so in the early days.
that you seen as well, like firsthand experience? Like, why does that have a swastika on his surfboard?
Yeah, you know what? I don't even know because when I was like a teenager, I think that was from like the generation before me.
Yeah.
And then it was like the punk rock kind of thing in
Yeah.
the 80s where it was just
Did
like,
you know that?
No, that
Yeah.
makes
surf
sense.
Punks or I don't know.
I
think
found
it
out
was-
today. Like I read this. I go to this one website that has a bunch of crowdsourced stuff, and
I know a lot of
and-
stuff about Nazis.
and no. So what happened is this Jewish kid who got into surf culture
Yeah.
had his bar mitzvah at a beach, and next thing you know, he noticed that there was shit that shouldn't be in there, and that his parents went to like the local surf museum and noticed that some of this had like shit that shouldn't, that's not safe for the eyes, for our demographic that we have, the modern demographic. And they're like, no, you guys got to get that shit out of here. That's no good.
Yeah.
But that's how I found out. And
Wow,
and some people will say like, oh, it's the sign of ancient whatever. Like whatever, dude. That's just an excuse.
Yeah, it's a
You-
Hindu cross.
yeah, you know what the fuck that
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean? But that's I read that today. So you were a surf instructor.
Well,
By the way,
Bro.
great fucking segue.
I know.
Way to really like.
So-
Where they're like, oh, you ever surf? Yeah, I love surfing. Hey, man, what's up with all that Nazi shit and surf culture?
I
He's
know.
just like, huh?
No one knows that stuff, by the way. No one knows that stuff.
How do you feel about that? The lights dim. We just put a light on them.
We're like,
That's-
first, there's no Mexicans in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then we
Coming out hot this episode, Doc.
and I wasn't like a Nazi surf instructor. I mean,
He wasn't teaching him how to sing hail as he was catching a wave.
no, that's what they would do. No, that's literally
Well, I
what
know. That's just. Wait, isn't that just the? Oh no!
this whole time.
That's
This
like the
whole
old days,
time.
I think.
So you think that's it right there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
hailing Hitler, hailing 10,
Yes.
dog. You know what I mean? No.
Edit that, please, Dad. Oh man.
Yeah, but I was. I've been in fistfights for being Jewish too.
Oh,
you're
yeah?
Jewish?
No.
No.
Well, kind of. But I mean, people think I am. So like, if you got somebody like fucking sweating you for
Oh,
being
yeah,
Jewish,
absolutely.
then suddenly you are. You
Oh,
know, and now you're
100%.
fucking
Yeah, yeah.
boxing. So
Jesus
People
Christ.
That's
sweat you for
weird.
being Jewish?
that's happened.
That's
yeah.
so wild.
It's
What
happened.
was it? What'd you do?
What'd I do?
What'd you do to like give him that Jewish
I
sound?
think I was just like walking or something.
He was like, he's got that Jewish walk.
Yeah.
We gotta get him.
Yeah, no, some of my Israeli buddies are like, "Are you sure you're not Jewish?" They're like, "Yeah, you should check
Oh my
into
God, that's so fucked
it."
up.
Yeah, it is, but surf and strike, that was just like a little
Yeah,
thing, you know.
no doubt.
And there was really no Nazism at all. That was just for a minute.
No doubt.
And then I got into like, what else? I got into construction. Then I started.
He was like a lot of Nazis in construction.
Yeah, more than you'd be surprised.
Oh man.
Yeah, so then I was doing that and then growing, and I'm a general contractor and a grower and developer and
I feel like
fucking
being
hustler.
a grower, you end up becoming your own general contractor
Pretty much.
because you have to learn everything, right?
If you want to do it like if you want to bang it out,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. If you want to like have a nice greenhouse or a nice indoor, like that's nothing to do with, you know, soil and plants and everything to do with like measuring tape and drill bits. Cause
Yeah, just getting shit done. Like I had a farm in Mendocino and we needed a barn, so I built one. You know.
god damn, I can't build a fucking chicken coop. He's over here building barns, man.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you need one, you do it, right?
You know what? I built my first chicken coop
Yeah.
with no instructions. I just grabbed a bunch of recycled wood and I just put some shit together. That was the first chicken coop I ever did.
And the
You remember
chickens are
that chicken
happy.
coop? That chicken coop was banging. It did the job. And it was like a mobile one because all it was basically just like a box. And I would just move the box.
Yeah.
And then, but these new chicken coops, I got like 2 chicken coops properly made, and those I got properly made by some dude. I also got a catio made. I wish I could make this stuff because the guys that I pay to make this stuff, god damn, I'm like, how much? They're like, yeah, well, you know, wood costs this much, and I'm just like, well, fuck, here's your money,
Yeah,
you know,
like,
fucking.
pallets are free.
Yeah, please, man, fucking, I'm gonna have to take some construction YouTube classes or something. You know what I mean? Fucking sign up for free on YouTube.
Yeah, dog. YouTube University, baby.
Yeah. But that was one of my favorite parts of the whole thing was developing property, like
Yeah.
developing farms in like Santa Cruz and Mendocino, Calaveras, Monterey.
Well, that's
getting
fun.
on like some raw land and
That's
just
see,
doing whatever you had to do.
You were banging it out like when dudes were like crushing it out there.
Yeah.
Like you lived through like if there was like, you know, the Silver Age, the Golden Age, and you were like, right now we're just like, it's kind of, some people are throwing in the towel and all this stuff.
Yeah, a
you
lot of guys.
you were living it up. Not that you were living it up, but like you were in the game when, you know, weed still costs a lot of money.
When guys were getting like 52 a pound.
Jesus, and this is indoor pot, right?
No.
This
No.
is Jesus Christ, that's
No, this is,
crazy.
like, straight outdoor, like
Wowzers,
But, I mean,
52
I
for some
wasn't-
outs.
I wasn't doing it like then. I was like getting an introduction to it back then.
Jesus,
But yeah, I remember being bummed that I could only get 32 for my outdoor.
no doubt, that's crazy. How did
Wow, huh?
I remember when did I start seeing otter pops a lot? I started seeing otter pops like I want to say pre-COVID, maybe like even a year or 2 before COVID. Like
Yeah.
otter pops, like I keep
Yeah.
hearing like this little wave that it just wants to fucking smash. You know what I mean? And amongst
Yeah.
the people that had it, they know what the fuck's up with it. You know?
Yeah, Bo at Wizard Rosin
Yeah.
first got a hold of it, I think, in 2017, and then you know Sean from Flying Lion had some. Flying Lion Research.
Okay.
And he had some of it. That must have been around 2017, 18, and Skelly from 710 Labs got some
That's
from him
probably
right
that's
about
probably
then.
what helped a lot was fucking
Yeah.
Skelly and his
Yeah.
you know he's good at he has a nice brand, you know, and a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people
They do great work.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
That's probably what fucking put Otter Pops for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what probably put it in my fucking face. Otter Pops, Otter Pops, Otter Pops.
Yeah.
But it's fucking dope to put a face and
Yeah.
a person to it. That's cool,
It's a
man.
beautiful strain. I mean, I loved it. It was like, I was in the garden smoking a J, pollinating, watering, all that stuff. And that was just like one of my favorite plants there. And it really jumped out. And then I thought of that name, gave it that name, and then kind of took off.
That's what's up.
So Skelly and 710 did it. And then I'm not sure who else is doing it now.
No
Those
doubt.
were like the main guys back in the beginning.
Did you ever eat those Otter Pop freeze
Oh,
pops?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my did you ever eat those Otter Pop?
Fucking yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Come on,
what
bro.
about you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was daydreaming. I was thinking about those right now.
Yeah, those Otter Pops, we would get a
What
lot
was
of
your
those
favorite
when we were
color?
kids. Probably blue.
Yeah.
Blue's the
I don't know,
best.
why is that?
We eat them all, but blue's always the best.
Blue was the best.
Like, you look like your shirt color.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like.
Your cocaine bear.
I wonder
cocaine.
what that was. But that had couldn't have been healthy. That was
No,
like
no, that's all
colored
sugar.
dye.
That's all
That
sugar.
was just ice, sugar, and
It's just
color
sugar.
dye.
It's just sugar and, shorten your lifespan by like 30 seconds every
Yeah,
time
and
you eat one.
Bacardi. You do the otter shots.
Is that? I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Do people do that?
Well, that's what we were doing, yeah, in like I guess 89, 90.
I was just
Yeah.
eating them, enjoying them. This guy's fucking having a full-on
Well, that was-
party,
yeah.
dog.
Diana's gonna go do an otter shot when we get home
The
now.
otter shots, yeah, some rum in there. It was a pain in the ass to make them, but
Oh, okay.
when they were frozen, it was a
Where did you grow up?
novelty. I grew up in Huntington Beach till '89, then I moved to Santa Cruz.
Oh, okay, cool.
Went to Santa Cruz.
Wow, Huntington Beach. That was a good scene. That's cool.
What age
Yeah,
did you move to
Huntington
Santa
Beach was great.
Cruz?
I think I was 22 or
All right.
23 right at that
You were a
time.
young adult when you moved to Santa Cruz.
Yeah, like a junior adult.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was super fun. I loved it. I mean, I drove up there in like at night in a rainstorm, and it was like a spring rain. And then the next morning, the storm had blown through, and it was just blue skies and big clouds. The surf was up, and the wind was blowing, and I was instantly like, knew I was gonna live there. It was pretty killer.
Yeah, every time I went to Santa Cruz, it just felt like the air was cleaner. Everything felt cleaner. Everything felt more open.
So you were in Bonnie Doon in 08.
Yeah.
I was up there at that time.
No
too.
shit, huh?
Yeah, I bought a house up there in 2002, I think.
No shit. Fucking Bonnie Doon.
Yeah, good spot.
I wonder if I ever bump into that Zeffy kid ever again. I always think about
Maybe.
that.
When was the last time you were up there?
Santa Cruz, when was the last time? I've had no reason to go up to Santa Cruz. I haven't been up there since then, it feels like.
Dude, last time I was in Santa Cruz. What happened? Oh, okay. Last time I was in Santa Cruz, it was me, my dad, my cousin. So my dad is one of those guys who he'll hear a song and he'll Shazam it, and then he'll listen to the whole artist. So he was watching The Accountant with Ben Affleck, where he's like the autistic killer, the autistic like hitman. At the end, they play the song. And my dad was like, "Oh, I fucking love it." I think his name was Sean Rowe. Sean Rowe was in it, and he found out he was going to be playing at like this cafe in Santa Cruz. And we went, and it's literally like a 50-person cafe.
The Catalyst?
No.
Oh,
it is a cafe.
Okay.
Like a cafe, like people, like laptops, just, right?
Yeah.
But they do like an event night. And there was like probably like 50 people, right? And we're all sitting. It was so funny because my dad is decked out in Dodgers gear. And everyone's like hippies, sandals, like, right? My dad's so excited. He gets there and gets the first seat at the table, right? So he's like right in the front so he can see great view, right? And this guy who clearly is like some retiree, some guy with his wife and stuff, they get chairs, they move them in front of him, and they just sit in front of him. And my dad's just sitting there, and I'm watching him just steam, right? And like everyone starts to get settled. And my dad's like at the time bigger guy, big Mexican, just all right. You see my dad,
Yeah.
And he goes, hey man, and the guy turns around and goes, hey, what's up? And he goes, are you gonna fucking sit there this whole time and be in my fucking way? And the guy goes, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and like gets up and like moves. And my dad's like, cool. And then I was like, bro, you gotta chill. He was like, what? And I was just like, and then like the show's going on mid-show, and he gets a little buzzed, and he's just like, fucking yeah, so stoked. He gets up, and there's the poster for the show on the wall. He gets up and grabs it, like off the wall, so it's in between songs, and all you hear is just the tape go.
Oh my god.
Right? So then watch the rest of the show. The show ends. Everyone's talking to Sean. My dad goes up to him, and he's got the poster. He goes, could you sign this? And it is like got the tape and everything. Like he clearly took it from the window, and Sean like signed it and stuff. But it was so fucking funny.
That's
dog.
funny.
Yeah,
That-
it
what
was
kind of
so
music
great.
does this artist
It was
play?
like acoustic music. It was like very
like a
hippies.
guitar?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
your
yeah.
dad's like a tough,
Yeah,
like,
fucking
his dad is a bald-headed Mexican. by the
He's
way.
like very stereotypical, and it was so funny because like Sean Rowe like forages for mushrooms on his spare time.
That's the funniest thing in the world, by the
Yeah.
way. You got like a fool, just like, I'm gonna watch the show, fool. You know?
Yeah, dude, it was so great. And then we went to the Catalyst afterwards and caught the rest of Sage Francis.
Oh, I love Sage Francis.
Me too, dude. He was the best. And it was so funny because it was like my dad looked so out of place at that first show, but then we go to Sage Francis, looks fits right in.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's so cool.
You like Sage Francis?
Fuck yeah,
you ever
dude.
heard of Sage Francis?
No, I don't think so.
It's all good. Sage Francis, he's not like on the radio or anything. He's all poetic and, very thought
You
provoking.
like Brother Ali?
And I'm not.
No,
a
my
big-
bad. We saw Brother Ali. I love Sage Francis though.
I'm not a big Brother Ali.
So
guy.
we saw Brother Ali.
Brother
My
Ali
bad.
is I don't know, just too soulful for me.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a lot of like church stuff.
Too soulful
I love
for
it.
me. I sometimes you just
But I love Sage Francis though.
Sage Francis, even him, like I like certain Sage Francis stuff. Besides that, he's too like nerdy for me,
Yeah.
But fuck yeah,
you
man.
backed up quick,
You ever,
dog.
you ever go to the Catalyst?
Yeah, all the time.
Fuck
I've seen
yeah.
some good shows there.
Who you
Oh,
seen?
yeah.
I saw Neil Young there and Henry Rollins, the Beastie Boys. Oh, excuse me.
You heard that, Ben? He said Neil Young.
Neil Young band? Yeah, the Beastie Boys was a great show there. That
Oh
was,
my
like,
God,
one of the
Beastie?
last ones, yeah. I
Catalyst.
saw Dave Chappelle there.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, like a 3-hour show.
Yeah, I remember when he did
was
that.
Great.
I've
Who else-
never been to the Catalyst.
Who else popped in on
Castle's
that?
Cool.
Do
It
you
was just
remember?
him, I think. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
just
What-
him for
what year
3
was that?
hours. God, I
'Cause
was
there's
young and
different
beautiful,
eras.
Man.
There was
I don't remember.
yeah.
There's like before he ran away to Africa.
after he ran
it
away
was
to
after
Africa.
It was after.
Yeah, it was
After that was pretty good. He was solid after that.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was great. And then the last guy I saw there, I saw Circle Jerks there and Adolescence, and I saw Burner there. It was like the last show I saw.
What did you go willingly or?
To which one? To Burner?
I'm sorry, big dog. I'm sorry, big dog. Was
It
it like
was,
part of like were you doing business and he
It's
just
so
happened to
funny
be
'cause
there?
My daughter was like, "What? You're going to Burner?" And I was like, "It's market research, honey."
Oh my god! No, I'm just saying because you don't look like the Burner type, you know.
I didn't know. I don't know any of his.
So how'd you
music
end
and
up at
shit.
the Burner show?
Just some young people I was hanging out with.
All right.
When I say young, I mean like 30s. Or
Yeah, like
something.
my age,
Yeah,
like my age.
yeah.
Hey, you want to go to
Yeah.
the Burner show with us? And you're
Yeah,
like,
it was
fucking.
that.
I
It was
guess
like,
that's what we're doing tonight.
Yes, yeah, it was a bicycle ride away. So
How'd you like it?
yeah, it was cool.
Oh my god, you're
I
killing me.
mean, it didn't really get me.
He was like, he did his thing.
We had our Burner conversation.
talk, yeah.
I'm a Burner fan.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Are you?
I listen to. I'm a fan of hip hop.
You know what? I didn't know any of his music.
Yeah.
But there are the stuff that he was talking about,
Yeah.
singing about. I was like, I relate to all of it.
Exactly.
All the hustling. All
Yeah.
Not all of it, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
not a lot of the gangster shit. But,
You were over there like, quit rapping my life. You were,
Yeah,
you
I
were-
was like, it was a pretty interesting show, though. Yeah.
Joe was over there like, quit rapping my life.
No, keep it down, Burner.
Oh, that's fucking dope, though. So you seen Burner, you seen Beastie Boys, you seen Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Seems like Catalyst and Santa Cruz is like
Yeah.
pretty popping. Like, there's not
Saw
just some.
Parliament there. That was
Oh,
the
shit.
Parliament?
fucking good.
You're
yeah.
funky like that,
Yeah, I
huh?
love
You're
that
super
guy. That was
funky.
Awesome, yeah. Ton of reggae. I've seen Still Pulse there probably. I don't know.
I've never listened to Steel Pulse. I've never listened to Circle Jerk.
Yeah.
What is Circle Jerk? Is that punk?
Yeah, they're punk rock.
Yeah. You listen to Circle Jerk?
Mhm.
Yeah, you look. From.
Oh, look at me. You don't think I love a good circle jerk?
Yeah, that was like the 80s stuff. That was like right when I was young,
Does Sublime count as punk?
I don't know, do they?
I
I don't
no,
think
I
so.
don't.
That was a no.
They were influenced by
Did
punk
you see
rock,
that
for
video I
sure.
sent you?
What about ska?
Yeah. I sent you
I love
the the video was like it was like I think it was best ska band and someone was like
Sublime.
Sublime and the guy and it was Fat Mike from
No effects.
No Effects. He was just like no, Operation Ivy. Ugh. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Favorite ska band? Probably the Specials, right?
That's a deep cut right there. I've never heard that name in my life.
No.
No, the
You're gonna like
Specials.
'em, man.
The Specials. You hear that, guys?
Yeah.
Go listen to the Specials.
Yeah, you're gonna like them.
That's Joe's playlist. You guys heard it here. Neil Young, Beastie Boys, Parliament, fucking.
Specials, Henry Rollins.
Well, who's Henry Rollins? The dude from Black Flag, right?
Yeah.
He's a straight edge dude, right?
Now he is.
Yeah.
And like he don't drink, he don't smoke. I'm like one step away from being straight edge.
Yeah.
Once I quit smoking weed, I'm straight edge.
So you're never gonna be straight edge. Is what I'm hearing.
I'm California straight edge.
California straight, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, but I liked all that. That was good times at the Catalyst. That's a great spot.
What was that record store they used to have there? A mystery spot or
The
what was-
mystery spot is like some weird.
It's that weird
it's not a record
magnetic
store.
field. But what was the record store called?
There's
Rasputin?
Streetlight.
Old Rasputin?
The Streetlight Records.
Rasputin.
I forget, but I could have swore it had like a yellow
Tower
logo.
Records.
Yeah, I forgot. I
Yellows?
got a CD there one time.
I think
when
it.
went.
Oh no, I know. It's like on the same street as the Catalyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there too. What is
Yeah.
that?
Pretty sure it's Streetlight.
Might be Streetlight.
Records
He
on
probably
Pacific.
fucking knows which one it is.
Yeah, they're still there.
Let me tell you about Santa Cruz.
What you're gonna want to do.
So great.
Santa Cruz. We need to go. I don't know if there's anything to do there, but
I mean the beach.
the beach.
Yeah.
I mean-
My grandfather, and my dad used to take me to that Santa Cruz boardwalk all the time as a kid.
All right.
It's a lot of fun.
All right. We'll take the kids. We'll
Yeah,
take
come
the
up this summer.
No
You'll
doubt.
dig it when it warms up. It's nice.
No
Mhm.
doubt.
You guys will like it.
Banana.
Find some stuff to do.
Some banana slugs, you
Yeah.
know. I remember when I went out there. We used to smoke OG here in the hood. We smoke hella OG. You buy your .5 for $10. You buy your dub sack for $20. 3.5, $50. That was the price of weed. And OG was primarily what any given weed dealer would sell. Before I had a medical card or had access to a dude that had a medical card. So that's how we bought our weed. It was just OG Kush. I go to Santa Cruz, and I would hear stories. My brother, every time he'd come down from Santa Cruz with his roommates, they'd come with a bunch of weed. And they would come with like nice stuff. They come with lavender, chocolate this,
Yeah.
just nice bubble gum that, just shit I've never heard of or seen. And it was like, cool. That shit was special to me. And I went up there, and my brother, I'm like, all right, where's the weed at? He's like, well, my roommate, she won't be here till tomorrow and all this shit. And I'm like, well, fuck, I've been hearing about this salvia shit.
Oh,
So
right.
we went and grabbed some purple sticky salvia 80X. And it was my first time doing it. I had heard about it. I took it home and we did it. And, dude, fucking salvia is not the drug you want to do. But either way, that wasn't the point of the story. But the point of the story was we smoked OG in L.A., but in Santa Cruz, they weren't smoking OG in 08. They were smoking, like, Cinderella 99 and AK-47, the dudes that I was hanging out with.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, where's the fucking OG
It
at?
was in my house, bro.
Oh, man. I wish
Yes.
they would have known you at that time.
No, I was doing true OG for like 10 years, and that was like right in that time
Fucking
frame.
A, yeah. They were stuck with some. I mean, the weed was cool, but it was very clean, very different, very organic or something.
Yeah.
Fucking just different than the nickel and dimes I would get in LA all the time. But I couldn't wait to fucking go home and roll up a blunt of some OG and a
Yeah.
Swisher Sweet, because that's how I grew up smoking.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
There was always like, you're right, there was like a big variety of weed all over in Santa Cruz, I remember.
Yeah.
The stuff I remember when Blue Dream like made the scene, like that must have been around 06, 07 or something like that. And that was cool. I mean, I loved the smell of it and growing it and the yield, but I always liked smoking the OGs and the headband and sours and stuff like that.
That's the best shit right there.
That's
That's
my
the wheel
favorite,
for
yeah.
me right there. Like
Yeah.
that's the wheel. I love Skittles too, but my original love is OG's Sour Diesel headband and shit like that.
Yeah.
What about you? You like Sour Diesel? You like headband?
Saudis, train wrecks. I remember the first time I had
Yeah,
I
train wreck.
had headband. I was like, holy fuck.
Train wreck? Gross. You like train wreck?
Oh yeah, I do.
Gross.
Gross.
Piney
How about
Terps?
Sage
Well,
and
I like
sour?
train wreck because a girl I liked in high school liked
So,
train wreck.
I think
Because it was available.
Mountain
Yeah,
Organics, I think they smoked me out with some sage and sour. And
Yeah.
is that like a peppery terp?
It is. It's God. It's so good. It's powerful.
I need some more sage and
Peppery.
sour so I
haven't
could
had
have
that in a long time. But
so I
that
could
was
have a
really
better,
good.
point of reference. Because I've only had like one point of reference, and I didn't really like it that time.
I'm still looking for it because I haven't. it hasn't been in
Mountain
my life in a
Organics might
long
have
time.
it. Mountain Organics.
Yeah, that stuff is powerful. Scary looking plant though. It looked like wispy and like spooky.
Speaking of scary, weird looking plants, have you seen the Freak Show seeds? In the
Yes.
Freak Show, have you seen
Yeah.
the Australian Bastard Cannabis?
No.
You haven't seen that one? What about the duckfoot hybrids? The
No,
duckfoot varieties.
no.
The duckfoots, the bud structure on those ends up looking kind of, like some OG, like some cookies.
Yeah.
But the Freak Show, the buds end up looking regular on that too. But like the leaves look like ferns.
Yeah.
And the Australian Bastard Cannabis, that one on the other hand, has like this weird leaf formation. It almost looks like, I don't know, it almost looks prickly, you know? But I think those are only autoflowers as well.
Okay.
But ABCs, that's what they're called.
That
Also.
freak show is like really berry. super.
I've grown
floral
Freak
berry
Show from the seed stock that Humble Seed Co. dropped or
Yeah.
something like that. I grew those initial ones. I grew some other ones, and yeah, every time I do grow Freak Shows, they have like that berry shit going
Yeah,
on for
yeah.
sure, which isn't too bad. I'm like, okay, you know,
Yeah,
fucking,
that's cool.
and they're neat plants. They just the Freak Shows. Every time I grow Freak Show, very slow grower. It just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
No explosive growth as far as I'm concerned.
I like those. You can grow them in your front yard. They just
I
like,
grew-
look like ferns.
I grow just anything in the front yard.
Right,
I grow a pot in the front yard. Like I'll pull a QP of hash rosin out my front yard.
That's
Oh
great.
shit!
Just being a fucking asshole. Just like fuck it. We got like 5 bags of fresh frozen just from the front yard.
Yeah.
Cause I'm.
Are you growing it with other plants in there too?
Yeah, there's roses. There's,
Yeah.
but I put up like this little bamboo thing, like a bamboo shade.
Yeah.
That's like, kind of like waist high. That way, it kind of like masks the weed a little bit. I'll abuse the plants. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just crank them
Keep
down,
'em down.
crack, fucking elbow, fucking Stone Cold Steve Stunner, one of them, and they'll just grow out right there. They'll
Yeah.
just do their thing, and a lot of volunteer plants because we shuck a lot of beans. I'll just throw all the volunteers right there, and I won't kill them. I'll let them grow. I'll take cuts too. I'll label them, and most of the time they're really good plants.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, wow. But at this time I'm not even amazed. I'm just like, well, it makes sense, you know. All we do is we play with a lot of good varieties here, and that's probably what's gonna keep coming out of here,
Mhm.
you know. That's my
Would
knowledge.
you
I
just keep
fuck
it
with it.
under the fence in the front yard?
I try
Growing it
to.
with the roses.
I try to.
and it
Yeah.
gets up
I
there.
try to. It
Yeah.
gets noticeable, like if you drive past my street and you look hard enough, like there's a 20-foot plant just
Yeah.
hanging in there.
You got to know it's there, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I've been there forever,
Uh-huh.
and all my neighbors, like they know.
Right.
They're like, we're best friends. Like,
Yeah.
they just know.
They get free weed.
They don't even smoke.
Oh.
They don't even smoke. They just like.
God bless them.
I'm 30 years old. I've been there since I was like 18 or some
Mhm.
shit,
Right.
19. So they've seen me like grow up. Like my kid was a baby. Now he's like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And, you know, I used to have a Toyota Corolla hatchback, and I used to have a Toyota 4Runner, like these ugly little buckets. And,
Yeah.
you know, they seen me literally grow up, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I used to live at the house next door, and then I moved at the house right next to it, too, on the same block. So
And that's where you've been growing?
for the past 10 plus years.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, just blowing up the fucking.
Do you do indoor too?
I did indoor for a little bit. I had a little Gavita set up,
All right.
but that lasted for like a year and a half or something. But I just have I have 2 10x20 greenhouses
Hmm.
with 24-hour supplemental lighting.
Right.
Shout out Grower's Choice.
Yeah.
Jeez, choice! I gotta get a light for my apartment.
Yo, Grower's Choice. Frank needs a light. Speaking of,
I just gotta make sure it doesn't smell too bad.
yo, speaking of Grower's Choice, we are going to be choosing one lucky winner, Patreon member, to win a Grower's Choice light. I'm going to be giving away some name brand packs as well to some lucky winners, so make sure you guys become Patreon members. Also, another big special thank you, shout out to Centros Garden Products. Thank you to Joe for swinging by today. And
Oh hell yeah!
Joe, are
Anything
you
you
Thanks
got
for
a
having
plug?
Joe, are you working on any seeds right now?
You know that I am.
What seeds are you working on right
Yes.
now, Joe? Please tell me what
I mean, been a big release.
you did an Otter Pop Fem line.
Yes.
So
yeah.
you reversed a Otter Pop keeper female to
Yeah.
like a bunch of elites, I'd imagine.
Yes, yeah, just stuff that turned me on that I liked and had space for in the yard. And so those are the website is, we got a page, just shoot me an email and at terps@evermoregenetics.com.
Terps at evermoregenetics.com.
Yes.
Perfect.
And we'll send you a menu, and there's a bunch of fem lines, and we've got some regulars too, some other stuff I'm doing. And then the stuff I'm working on this year, we're going to get it all together before I start talking too much about it.
So I got the Otter Pop Wilson Fems that you did.
Yeah, yeah.
That's I have those seeds.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are getting popped
Yes.
for the full term run, and
All right, cool.
you will see tons of that
Can't
coming out
wait
of
to
my
see
fucking ears.
I'm
you know,
excited about those.
It's gonna be amazing.
you'll see some 20-foot Otter Pop Wilsons in Compton,
Yeah,
California.
Those things go. Do you top them or you just let them go?
It's sometimes I do, sometimes
Yeah.
I don't. I take clones of everything, so
Right.
yeah, I top everything. Yeah, everything does get topped.
Dude, I topped these plants like for 2 months, topping Tuesday, and they still got to be like 14 feet tall after I topped them like, I don't know,
That's what's up.
6-8 times.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I had a sour
That's
waves
so
at the house like 2 days ago, And the way I grow my plants is I'll throw them in a 1-gallon pot as a clone or a seed, and I just leave them there.
Yeah.
And they usually tap into the ground. And next thing you know, there's like a 1-gallon pot with the stock that's that big in there. And he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is just tapped in the ground.
Yeah.
like don't think anything else, you know?
They
like,
just go through the drain.
They just go
there.
through the drain
Yeah.
hole, and they have like a thick root like that. But the thing is that I've been growing there for so long, and I've never like I've always grown with like organics, and there's chicken shit, and there's top dress, and there's just a whole bunch of just good shit in the dirt.
Yeah.
So like that's how they survive.
Right.
It's not like, it's a little bit like bare because it's like track soil that all this was built on.
Right.
But you know, I've developed some type of biology or something in that fucking ground.
Yeah, and
the
you've
plants love
been
it.
doing it for like 10 years, you said?
Yeah, right there in that yard for like 5 years. The yard next door, the previous 5
And
years.
you've been doing KNF,
Did
nutrients.
KNF, all that fucking
Yeah.
shit right there. I haven't done it in a minute. I should probably start making some IMO bombs just to fucking get some, just to see, just to have fun.
Yeah.
Just tell the twins go get some fucking stale ass rice and have it collect fungus. That's it.
Yeah,
Easy
I'm
does
looking
it.
forward to it this season. Like, well, I guess I'm going to really kick off when we get back from Spanibus.
Oh shit,
so
you're going to
excited.
Spain? You're going to Spain?
Yeah, we're all going
All
to
right,
Spain,
cool.
baby. I'm doing shows
Gonna
out
be a
there.
good time. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How long are you guys going to be out there?
I'm going to be out there 7th through the 17th.
All right, cool.
Christ, what about you?
Going to, for a week in Barcelona, and then I'm going to Portugal. I'm going to check out the coast there.
What are you doing in Portugal?
Well,
Checking out
surfing,
the
I
coast?
hope. Yeah, let's
You,
see.
you surf a lot?
I try to, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I do. I love it.
Ben's a surfer fan.
Yeah.
Ben loves shit. He's always reposting.
He's actually a big fan of Nazi surfers.
Oh man. Well,
Yeah. No, I'm just taking a wetsuit with me, and I'll
Right.
get a board out there because I don't want to drag one around Barcelona.
no
Dan,
shit.
are you going?
Diana can't go yet. Diana's undocumented. We're working
Well, we
on
got to
that.
cut that out of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
Can
to
you
it.
write down the time so I can make sure to fucking
It'll be fine. It'll be
Have
fine.
you been the last few years?
I've been to Barcelona. First time I went was like in 2019.
Yeah.
And then I went again a little bit after, but not for Spanibus, just to go do a dinner with Karma.
Yeah.
And then I went again right when Trump closed the borders, so I did a complete U-turn.
Right.
And then I took a year off because I had that bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
And then I'm going back again.
Right. Good times.
Yeah, first time. I'm excited.
I'm looking. Yeah, me too. I mean, this is the first time for all this shit. I've never done a podcast or that
Yeah, I kind of
ego
forced them
clash.
into him. I was
Oh,
like,
this
Joe,
is good. You did great.
Yeah.
I was like, Joe, get over here. We're gonna
Yeah.
throw you on the show. We're gonna sell some fucking Otter Pop
That's
femmes.
right.
You know
Joe
what I
Rogan's
mean?
gonna be pissed though because I keep blowing him off.
Me too, dog.
We've had
can't
2
do it.
Joe Rogan guests on the show.
Yeah.
We've had Jamar Neighbors and we've had Brian Moses on the show.
Yeah.
And I like to.
me,
Oh, yeah.
3. You fucking. All right. Well,
You've been on the Joe Rogan podcast.
you didn't know?
No.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
Diana,
Yeah.
I'm in trouble now. This whole time.
The shock and disbelief.
But that's fucking dope. I have to go check out your episode, Frank. What do you talk about on your Joe Rogan podcast?
He had me on right after I won roast battle.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
Oh, rad.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You see, I take my friends for granted.
I want to hear that. What
That's
number?
how. That's
You
how.
know I was on the Super Bowl, right?
Hey, that's how you know I'm not like just riding Frank's coattail. That's how you know. That's how you know.
It's so
You
good.
know.
You
Thank you,
just
Joe.
don't know. Hey, thank you, man.
thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much,
me, Frank.
Joe.
Good times.
Terps at EverMoreGenetics.com.
That's the email. Yeah, the website is EverMoreGenetics.com.
EverMoreGenetics.com. Go
Check
grab
us
yourself
out.
some Otter Pops. OG fucking
That's right.
strain on the scene since 2017, motherfuckers. Get privy.
Yes.
Thank you, Joe. I'm
Hey,
glad
thanks
we
for
could
having
talk
me.
about Nazi skateboards. What else did we talk about?
Oh god, this is a fun
Hey,
episode.
this was
I
a
really
good
missed
practice
this.
episode, man.
No, it was a good one. I think it was a good episode. I think we dropped some gems. Thank you so much, Joe.
All right, yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Yo, shout out Central Coast Garden Products, MasonicsSeeds.co, Masonic Smoker Podcast, Patreon. Joe, thank you again, man. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. Thank you,
Hell
man.
yeah. Anything you need to plug, Joe?
Did he respond?
Oh yeah,
Frank?
dude, my
Oh,
shit
fuck.
is insane.
Oh no.
Wait up. Frank's fighting. What did he say, Frank?
Oh damn. All right. So I just I retweeted his thing. So this is what he originally said. He goes, a comic who once told me I'd never be on their level is currently on the roast of an animated corporate mascot. Bro, I think we just want different things. And then I replied, you're 100% right. We want different things. I wanted to move to a 2-bedroom on the west side, and you want to guest host improv shows. And the comments are just people going off because I'm like,
You just ended his career.
lighting his ass up.
That's how you gotta do it, roast master. Come on, how you gonna try and roast the roast master, my dude?